Hello. Now that I have a voice again after 4.5 weeks of laryngitis, I wanted to waste my voice again by being talkative and showing you a little bit about my audio prep um, uh, process. And really, the prep, none of the prep is mine. My prepper and my narrators and my producer are just phenomenal at organizing everything for me and just making everything very simple as to what I owe them before they start. And so one of those things is an accent and character guide. And this one is quite a lengthy one, 6 pages, because Château Valmont, an Inheritance of Thirst is a sequel, right? But this is the book that launches it into a series, basically, because book one is a novella. It is 23,000 words, 2.5 hours to read or listen to. And when it was written as a short story, I originally had a 7,400 word draft. And I like telling people that because the way I came up with Beecham's was, for a horror anthology. And the ending was originally very violent and not romantic at all. And that is where it ended. And so a good friend of mine had suggested that I dig it up after being kind of depressed that I had finished 3 years of writing the sequel to the Lay of Ruinous Rain series, Disillusioned, the sequel to Disenchanted, and that book is 750 pages long, and that took me 3 years to write, edit, and produce for understandable reasons. I was so burnt out on high fantasy, and I said, there is no way I can jump into book three. I need some reprieve. What can I do? And I saw my little draft. Beecham's in my drive folder one day, like last August, and I was like, oh my God, let me turn this into a novella and let me release it for free. And then my friend was like, no, don't do that. Turn it into an audio drama. It would be great. So I did. And I am just very happy that I went forward with that because it's become my most read work. And I'm very grateful for the audience I have found due to the, Beecham's. But now is time to turn this into a series because I've loved where their story went and getting to know their background. But anyway, here is my character guide. Jesus Christ, I'm sorry. I still have a cough, but at least my voice came back. So here is where I start, and I should have stopped halfway so I could write it with you guys, but now all I really have to do is show you. And I'm not going to let this go past 5 minutes, I promise. But this is basically just, I'm pointing with my finger as if you can see. Jesus Christ, I'm bad at this. So this is my how I do it. So all of the emboldened sentences are basically the different phases of the book. So this is separate because it's a flashback that Jacques has in the opening lines. And then we find ourselves aboard the Hesper, which is the boat that they took, that they inadvertently took over. And we have the captain, we have Feng, we have Mateo, and we have Domingo. And here, this is where I identify them. I identify them by their age, for first of all, what they are to the ship, because I think that's important for narrators to know how old they are, and in circumstances where it is necessary, which it usually is because I don't want to assume whiteness in any of my books, I put their race or their background. So there's Southern Chinese. Feng is Southern Chinese from the same area that Ama is from. There's Mateo Mercado. My partner was all night, he was calling him Mateo Mercs. Sorry, I'm so stupid. And then he's from Manila. And then there is Domingo. Ignore his last name. You don't see that. And he's the helmsman, who is the one that drives the boat, right? And he's in his late 30s. He's from Vigan in Ilocos Sur. And yeah, so that's how I do it. And I let people know, I let the narrators know their personality. So important parts of their personality, like 1 or 2 sentences, nothing extraneous, but definitely like within context. And basically, what I'm doing here is I want the narrators to get a good, oh look, it's past 5 minutes. Okay, like a good grasp of what the character is like. Without ever having read the book, because I can't ask them. That's crazy of me to ask them to read a book before. I think that's nuts. But I also think that it's crazy how they do such a wonderful job at like portraying the characters in such a broad and accurate sense without like ever reading the book before. I think that that's cool. Jesus Christ. Okay. And and so this is when they're in Paris, and there's the driver, the coachman that brings them from the station to Jacques' house. And, so basically these are all in order of appearance, and that's basically what this is. But I was going to just share the document, and I thought that was a little like weird. I don't want to like share that before my narrators have it or have seen it, right? But I did just want to show, I don't know where I'm going to post this, probably my Discord, and maybe lock it behind a wall on my on my Patreon, because I have revived that recently. But yeah, this is what that looks like. And if anybody has any questions, I'm happy to do a longer video where I'm not just rambling about random things. But these are just, basically the phases. I keep pointing with my damn finger as if you guys can see. Okay. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Okay, I don't want to share this whole thing. Bye.